Welcome to Teaching Kids Vocabulary Development. This video focuses on synonyms, antonyms, and homophones. Section 1 will be synonyms, Section 2 antonyms, and Section 3 homophones. Synonyms are part of reading vocabulary knowledge. Synonyms are words that have the same or similar meanings. They can be nouns, as in the example, present and gift, verbs, stop and end, adjectives, soaked and wet, and adverbs, quickly and rapidly. We begin each section with teaching resource charts. It is important to review with kids that nouns are persons, places, and things. Verbs show action, adjectives describe nouns, and adverbs describe verbs. This is the first teaching resource chart. Nouns that are synonyms, different words that are the same or similar. In the first example, both student and pupil name the same person, as in the two sentences. The student is studying and the pupil is studying. In the second example, both nouns name a same or similar place, college and university. In the third example, both nouns name the same thing, present and gift. And in the last example, house and home. This is the second teaching resource chart. Verbs that are synonyms remind kids that verbs show action. In each of the four examples, there are two verbs that are synonyms. With kids, read the verbs and then the sentences. In the first example, the verbs are finished and ended. She finished first, she ended first. Then we have buy and purchase, look and watch, followed by lifted and raised. This is the third teaching resource chart. Adjectives that are synonyms. Remind kids that adjectives describe nouns. In each of the four examples, there are two adjectives that are synonyms. Again, with kids, read the adjectives and the sentences. For cozy and comfortable, delicious and tasty, dirty and messy, and soaked and wet. The fourth chart, adverbs that are synonyms. Remind kids that adverbs describe verbs. In each of the four examples, there are two adverbs that are synonyms. Quickly and rapidly, loudly and noisily, carefully and cautiously, and joyfully and happily. And we end this section with a synonym review chart. When kids are ready, move on to section 2, antonyms. They are part of vocabulary development. Antonyms are words that have opposite, different meanings. They can be nouns, as in the example dentist and patient, verbs, as in opened and closed, adjectives, as in cold and hot, and adverbs, as in quickly and slowly. Once again, it is important to review with kids what nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs are and how they are used. This is a first teaching resource chart in this section. Nouns that are antonyms. Antonyms are two words that have opposite meanings. In the first example, the nouns name persons, dentist and patient, that are opposites, as in the sentences, the dentist found no cavities and the patient was happy. In the second example, both nouns name opposite things, washer and dryer. Then opposite places, city and country, and ending with opposite persons, parent and child. This is the second chart, verbs that are antonyms. Antonyms are different words that have opposite meaning. Remind kids that verbs show action. As done previously, read the two verbs with kids and their sentences. The four examples are open, close, through, caught, likes, dislikes, and emptied and filled. This is the third teaching resource chart in this section. Adjectives that are antonyms. Remind kids that adjectives describe nouns. In each of the four examples, there are two adjectives that are antonyms, opposite words. Cold, hot, dirty, clean, new, old, and even odd. The fourth chart is adverbs that are antonyms. Remind kids that adverbs describe verbs. In each of the four examples, there are two adverbs that are antonyms, opposite words. Quickly, slowly, frequently, seldomly, completely, none, and loudly, quietly. We end our second section with the antonym review chart. Homophones are part of reading vocabulary knowledge. Homophones are words that sound alike, have different spellings, and different meanings. They can be nouns as flower, verbs, seas, seeds, adjectives, to, and adverbs, weekly, weekly. Once again, it is important to review with kids what nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs are and how they are used. This is our first teaching resource in this section, different types of nouns that are homophones. Flower, a living thing, and flower, a thing. Ant, a living thing, and ant, a person. Dough, a living thing, and dough, a thing, and time, things. Our second chart, verbs that are homophones, choose and choose, needs and needs, sees and sees, and finally, worn and worn. Our third chart, adjectives that are homophones with another adjective, as in to, with a noun, whole, with a verb, great, and another verb, blue, blue. Our fourth chart, adverbs that are homophones with adverbs and verbs. The first example consists of two adverbs, weekly and weekly, and the three following examples consist of an adverb and a verb. Here, past, and where. We end this section with the homophone review chart. In conclusion, these are all of the reading vocabulary words that were covered in this video. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe. If you have already subscribed, thank you. And as always, I will leave a link in the description section for the teaching templates.